One of the big questions that people were asking themselves about who they were going to vote for was SCOTUS, the Supreme Court. And who would be the best president to nominate someone to the Supreme Court. In fact, I have a friend of mine who lives in Nashville, in the music industry over there, and he kind of said to me on Facebook yesterday that lots of his friends who thought Trump was a bit of a knob still voted for him because of the Supreme Court. That's one question I want to talk about, guys, real quickly, but also he's now going to have to form a cabinet. And he's been travelling with people like Ben Carson and Corey Lewandowski, and these people are possibly now going to be sitting around the seat of power that belongs to the most powerful man on the face of the planet. Who the heck is he going to get around him?
I think going based off his acceptance speech last night, he's going to look out to the party for guidance for that. I don't think he's going to be as egotistical as we've seen during the campaign and his appointments. I think now he means it when he says, you know, Rince, you're a great guy, I want to work with you. He needs to bring the party back together to get his agenda through the House and the Senate. Didn't
Reince Priebus look the most uncomfortable man in the world? I don't know if you saw it, you can probably Google it, but Trump pulled Reince Priebus up onto the stage and said, say some words. And Trump was probably expecting him to go, I want to congratulate our competitor, you know. Well, he basically said, you know, God bless you, all the best, and go USA. He kind of didn't actually talk about the win to Trump at all. I thought, gosh, that was actually still a bit telling, I thought.
Yeah, well, but for Trump's side, it's his attempt to reach out to the party establishment to say, here, look, we can work together. I think even the appointment of Mike Pence as the vice president was, in some way, an attempt to get the party establishment on board.
I'm also interested in the Supreme Court situation. It actually annoys me. I mean, this is not even you know, a revelation of my political leanings, but again, we talk about democracy, which we've talked about in some other clips. In a democracy, everyone gets representation. That's how it should be. So to have one aspect of the democratic process or the political sphere, i.e. the Conservatives, think they can control the Supreme Court for another generation just seems wrong to me. It's been controlled by Conservatives for the past 30 years. To me, it would seem democratic if actually the Liberal side of the politics got to control it for a while, or else what you've got is not quite an oligarchy, but you've certainly got a minority of people, which they are due to the popular vote, controlling the Supreme Court for the next 25 years. Now, it really irks me that the Conservative side of politics is saying, you know, we can't give up our control to the Supreme Court.
Well, it's a very cronyist system, and that's the problem with it. I mean, the judiciary should be separate from the state. That's the whole purpose of the judiciary. And what we have here is Trump, who is obviously feared from many leaders around the world, in the position of apportioning power within the judiciary. There's also 3 elderly Supreme Court justices who are coming up to retirement age, 2 of which were appointed by Bill Clinton. It'll be interesting to see if they'll try and hold out in the hope that Trump is a one-term president.
That's an interesting point. Because then, of course, conversations have already started around things like Obamacare being involved with the Supreme Court. Certainly things like marriage equality. Women are speaking about, you know, their right to choose, these sorts of things, because now there's the 3 aspects of government in America are all Republican. What on earth could the country be set for the next 4 years?
And he's said a lot, and we don't know what he means.
Yeah.
He says before he thinks, and as a result, we have a lot of phrases which have drawn ire around the world, but he has no real platform.